Today you'll learn how to stop being boring in conversation and do this instead.
The most iconic Khan in your opinion?
Kamal R. Khan.
Many people are very flat and boring in conversation and tend to give one-word answers to questions. Instead, if you express that you're excited to speak with somebody, you will instantly make a strong first impression.
I would make time for you anywhere, anytime. It's always a pleasure to talk to a true blue cinephile.
This isn't about being insanely high energy because that can come across as overcompensation and it has its own problems. It's about externalizing your internal emotion. So if you're seeing somebody after a while, just say that I'm really excited to catch up with you after such a long time. More realistically, this is the kind of vibe you're going for.
Good to see you again, Sean. I did the show once before, and we saw each other again when we shot that Uber Eats ad. Or Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills scene. That was fun.
One problem you might face is how to implement these habits, which is why
each week I send an email that will help you truly master your social skills in personal and professional situations. Click the first link in the description to sign up.
But let's say you want to crack a joke and make people laugh, but you don't know how to do that. Here are two simple structures. The first is exaggeration to the extreme. Think of the literal answer to a question you're asked and then exaggerate for comedic effect.
How many movies has Priyanka Chopra done with Akshay Kumar?
I couldn't tell you. That I really nobody knows. I mean, maybe a couple dozen, I don't know.
Exaggeration is also useful when you exaggerate your reaction. The example you're about to see is an over-the-top example, but it's a good illustration of why this works.
I mean, I think he's an incredible actor. And he has, a compliment.
Oh no. Oh my god.
But an easier framework is to just say the opposite. Think of the literal answer to a question and say the opposite.
Asked to see a clip I found.
क्या लाया vodka?
Who messaged whom or who reached out, like...
I started getting like a lot of messages from these unknown numbers. First.
Lies. Such lies.
Saying, can we meet? Can we have a coffee? And I was like, who is this? And the number would keep changing.
If you truly want to be a captivating speaker, you need to master congruent conversation. This means aligning your verbal and non-verbal communication. Step 1 is to make sure you have attention. And one way to do that is through your hand gestures. Watch his hands here.
Sometimes, I must tell you, when you're playing these characters who you know are historical characters.
Another way to make sure you have attention is through hook lines.
But that's great. I
have to tell you the story. Okay?
Whenever you say, I have to tell you this, or it's funny you say that, people will be immediately curious about what you're going to say next, and that way you won't have to worry about being interrupted. I talked about being a captivating speaker earlier. It can be really confusing to understand what that means and how you can do it. So I've broken it down into 2 simple habits. The first one is to use gestures to emphasize your important points. Watch him do that here.
Art is limitless. Performance art is limitless. Exploring your creativity is just limitless, and there are no rules. You make the rules. You break the rules.
Now watch what happens when you pair up these gestures with engaging with excitement, which we talked about earlier.
I'm in character, shooting that iconic innings, and he's there watching this. It was amazing. Just, I can't tell you, the ball was flying off the middle of my bat that day. It was just some kind of, it's a trip.
So how can you do this? Guide conversation to topics you care about and then express your internal excitement. All of these habits will help you when you tell stories. A great way to start a story is to talk about how it's supposed to make you feel.
I'll tell you a funny story.
You can replace funny with interesting, embarrassing, unfortunate, or anything else. And when you tell the story, change your voice to match the characters of your stories.
Come on, Hrithik Roshan. What do you have to say about being on Coffee with Karan?
Just gratitude. Guys, love your life. Your life, I wish that it's full of love.
Obviously, he's an actor, but any change to your voice is enough when you're telling a story.
She was not prepared for the beast. Lovingly known as Sanjay Leela Bhansali. So it took her about on day 3, verbatim, I'm done. I quit. I'm going home.
One other thing you can do to make your stories more engaging is to adopt the body language of your characters.
I've arrived already on set and Anil sir is just about to walk in, and he walks in. You're Ranveer. Okay. And you say, good morning, sir. Okay? Anil sir has just entered.
Good morning, sir.
क्या लग रहा हूँ यार?
Again, your impressions don't have to be perfect. They just have to be different from your normal speaking style. But let's say you don't have the confidence to tell stories like this. That brings us to the most important part of today's video, cosmic courage.
I have this great belief about life, that life is suffering.
This is a philosophy that many ancient traditions wrote extensively about. One form of suffering that you might not be aware of is thinking without knowing that you're thinking. This is what you might call overthinking, where your mind will not stop thinking and you're stuck in a loop of thoughts. There is a quote I like by a Stoic philosopher which says that we suffer more in our minds than in reality. And this has probably happened to you. So what can you do about it? One way is to meditate on death.
And so in life, I like to be light-footed.
Right.
I like to walk through this journey of
Walk
life
lightly.
light-footed, because we all know the inevitable destination. We all going to die someday.
This isn't meant to depress you, but to inspire you to realize that we spend so much of our time worrying about things that will not matter in a few weeks, let alone a few years.
I don't understand people who never think about it. I think everything is actually driven by the fact that we're going to die, you know, whether we understand it or not.
Yeah.
That's why we like things or not like things. That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah. There is a great scene in the game Red Dead Redemption 2 that talks about this masterfully. For context, the main character Arthur spent his life hunting people for money, and then this happened.
What's wrong?
I'm dying, sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I got TB. I got it. Beating a man to death for a few bucks.
After his diagnosis, he finally begins to introspect and think about his life and his actions. And then he finally gets clarity on what he wants.
What am I gonna do now?
Be grateful that for the first time, you see your life clearly.
Sure.
Perhaps you could help somebody. Helping makes you really happy.
Now, like him, if you remember that all of this is temporary, you will automatically focus on the few things that matter to you. And ultimately, that is the gift of death.
But you will struggle to build all of these habits if you don't build genuine self-esteem. If you'd like to learn how to build self-esteem, watch this video.